This map, circulated by Chinese sources, aggressively redraws the Sino-Indian border. It carves out Indian territory to create Khalistan, a proposed state for Sikhs. The boundary shift, moving key cities like Amritsar and Pathankot entirely into Pakistani territory. By specifically redrawing the lines around Amritsar, the map targets the Golden Temple, the holiest site in Sikhism. This is a calculated psychological strike against a core religious identity. For decades, border skirmishes between India and its neighbors were fought in the high Himalayas. Now, the battleground has moved entirely inward, as foreign powers drag India's domestic fault lines into the international spotlight. Local regional tensions are no longer contained internal security issues. They have become primary geopolitical weapons, used by rival nations to apply maximum pressure on New Delhi, without firing a single shot. India is currently fighting a simultaneous diplomatic battle on a completely different front, Washington, D.C. The USCIRF, the United States Commission on International Religious Freedom, recently released a report demanding a total ban on two massive Indian organizations, the RSS, a right-wing Hindu nationalist volunteer group, and RAW, India's foreign intelligence agency. The commission cited several severe allegations to justify this demand, including recent attacks on Christian churches within India and accusations that RAW is actively targeting Sikh separatist activists operating on American soil. New Delhi responded immediately. India's Ministry of External Affairs dismissed the claims, officially labeling the U.S. institutional accusations as absurd. This friction is a strategic nightmare for New Delhi. It successfully takes internal Indian security policies and converts them into international human rights disputes, forcing the Indian government onto the defensive with its own strategic partners. That friction recently sparked a bizarre new diplomatic flashpoint: the arrest of American citizens within India. The narrative surrounding these arrests depends entirely on who you ask. The Indian government claims it has apprehended foreign terrorists. The U.S. government insists these individuals are merely tourists, with no illicit ties. Complicating this standoff is Gurpatwant Singh Pannoon, a U.S.-based Khalistani activist who has injected himself directly into the crisis. Pannoon is utilizing highly calculated American political rhetoric to garner sympathy. In recent videos, he labels the arrested individuals not as militants, but as Trumpists who are fighting for self-determination against Indian occupation. He uses the protection of Western soil to organize global referendums for an independent Sikh state. New Delhi demands a crackdown, but Washington remains legally hesitant due to strict free speech protections. Non-state actors have effectively hacked the diplomatic channel. By utilizing Western legal frameworks, they wage narrative warfare against the Indian state from thousands of miles away, bypassing traditional state-to-state diplomacy. If we loop back to China, a clear geopolitical pattern emerges. Exactly as the United States pressures India over the treatment of Sikh activists, Beijing strikes the exact same nerve. China executes this through low-cost actions, such as releasing the provocative Khalistan map and suddenly introducing Punjabi language courses in Beijing universities. The underlying strategy is to keep New Delhi distracted, forcing them to fight exhausting defensive narrative battles on multiple fronts at the same time. These disputes are playing out against a backdrop of tangible economic stakes. While New Delhi fights these narrative wars, the Indian rupee is facing historic pressure against the US dollar. Diplomatic pressure now flows through internal cultural and religious fissures as easily as it does through trade tariffs or border disputes. India cannot successfully project superpower strength abroad until it secures its domestic fault lines at home before foreign powers weaponize them.